released an episode and I didn't do a song of the episode on that one because yeah, of the topics we're talking about, and your girl's heated. But I just thought of like instead of doing that, let's do my music wrapped. And specifically for this one, I'm gonna talk about my albums that I listened to in 2025 that are still like, yeah, that made an amazing impression on me. So yeah, let's just get into it. First, so I just have, yeah. So on my album wrapped, I have Wale, Everything Is a Lot, Clips, Let God Sort Them Out, Let God Sort Them Out. And then we have Something Soweto, Touch Is a Move, or Good Morning. And we also have DPN Gogo, The Godmother. And we have Obsidian, Naomi Sharon. That one was actually released in 2023 and only listened to it. I think I just discovered Naomi Sharon like at the end of last year. And then we have Raven Lene, Hypnos 2022. Also just discovered Raven Lene, I think also at the end of last year. And then we have Africa Magic by Shodem Camp. So yeah, first let's talk about Everything Is a Lot by Wale. Top song of that album is Blanco. And actually, it's the top song for today. So when I was actually preparing for the episode, it's actually the top song for right now. And it always changes with that album. I feel like that album gave me a nostalgia feeling. I feel, so when I say a nostalgia feeling, so like 2016, 2017, 15, where life felt different than what it feels like, where life felt fresh. And mind you, that time was in Malawi, so maybe that has a lot to do with why life felt like that. But yeah, when life felt different, when I felt like I felt very much in my youth. So yeah, I think it also satisfied a craving that I've had, that I've been having, like in terms of like music not being able to do it for me the way they usually do. And this album just had amazing features, all of it, like all the features. And surprisingly enough, majority of the features on the album were, I think, Nigerian artists, if I'm correct. Yeah. Let me just, yeah, like a lot of the features were Nigerian artists, where I feel like we've never seen, I've never seen this side of Wale. Maybe I've missed it. Well, a lot of I always knew that he was Nigerian, but a lot of his music leans towards hip hop, and I feel like in this album he perfected the blend between Afro beats, especially for what it is right now, and rap. And the music samples, it also had like a lot of music samples, and surprisingly, I always thought that the reasons why I didn't like the music these days is because it's heavily sampled. I don't think that's it, and I actually appreciated that. I actually appreciated the samples, or the way they were done in this album. So the samples that stood out for me were from Belly. So I think that song is on his own. It doesn't have a feature. And I also appreciated Watching Us with Leon Thomas, where I always appreciated Leon Thomas' song too. And the new sound came from Mirror in a Benz. So that one is with Benson. I remember Mirror in a Benz. I think I wouldn't call it a new sound to me. I think it's a new sound from him, or what I didn't expect from Wale. So that was a really pleasant listen. Immaculate album from top to bottom. Amazing. Enjoyed my listen to that one. And then next up we have Clips, Let God Sort Them Out. Favorite songs on the album: Chains and Whips, Birds Don't Sing, Ace Trumpets, So Be It. This album had the same thing, but like this is the album where, like, you know, an artist curates something that they want to talk about, and then it just flows amazingly. The music, amazing. All the perfectly executed. It was just so good. I feel like hip hop, I don't think we're getting, I think it had been long in my perspective where we weren't getting like albums that had all heavy hitter songs, right? Like this is an album where people can come with different favorites, but if you tell me your favorite, I would be like, yeah, I get it. It's not an album where you can argue, well, it's not, it's an objective and subjective album at the same time. When I'm saying objective and subjective, I mean like it's objectively good, but subjective would be like, what's your favorite? Like where it becomes subjective is like somebody's favorite song. So it's just about what they resonate with. Any song here can be a favorite, and I'll be like, yeah. And of course, it is hip hop. I'm a big fan of hip hop, and for me, the sound was very familiar in every way possible. Like that is what that is kind of the type of hip hop that I like. Introspective, blah 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 blah, but in the best way possible, not in a redundant way. And for me, the song that felt new to me, not really like something that I haven't heard of, but I'm surprised that it has had a lot of replays for me, is Ace Trumpets. That wasn't my big song. Like that wasn't my favorite song when I listened to it the first time. Chains and Whips off the bat, but Ace Trumpets, surprisingly, it's actually fighting with Chains and Whips on my to be my top from the album. So that was a good one. And of course, obviously, we appreciate the Kendrick feature on Chains and Whips song. And the third album that I have for my 2025 Wrapped is this Touch Is a Move by, or in brackets, Good Morning by Something Soweto. Top songs from that one, Don't Wanna Let Go and Sui. So it starts good morning, good night. This one was just like, it is just, I don't know, like this album just gave me a fuzzy feeling just listening to it. The flow of the album, the transitions. I feel like the way this album makes me, the way this album made me feel is the type of state I like to feel in every single day. Like just nicely mellow, in touch with myself. And I feel like that's what I got from this. The flow of the entire album, the transitions from song to song. And sometimes like it's so rare, like you pick out your favorites from an album and then you play them alone. Like you're like, these are my favorites, and you going back to the album is like, oh, let me go listen, let me go give. It's like a rare thing that you do. But this one, sometimes I hate playing the songs outside of the context of the album, like outside of the flow, because I feel like the songs that just work well the way Something Soweto arranged the music. Like it reminds me so much of art that was made by an artist that is supposed to flow in a specific way. Like those artists, those artworks that are like drawn like different artworks, but they're supposed to be placed in a particular order for them to work. That's what this album gives me. And yeah, like it was just wrapped up properly. I mean, amazingly. And the interludes, the speaking, this was just like an artwork to me. It just felt like it just felt like so much. It felt so much more than music because of sometimes the speaking in the album. Sometimes I'll skip over them, sometimes I'll opt out, but I enjoyed the speaking in this album, even though I don't understand the language. But still, I feel like it just was amazing. I would really like to hear from people that speak the language what perspective they got from it. But me, sonically, I enjoyed the album. And then we have DBN Gogo, The Godmother, released as well in 2025. And my top songs are Waza, Glala, Gogo. And I feel like piano doesn't get the hype that it's supposed to get. Like people will really look down on you for only listening to piano, and I feel like it's such an underrated genre. And for me, I feel like piano music is just not only club music. And I don't know, maybe I'm missing maybe this is not a piano album, maybe it might be, because I know that the different genres like that come from SA, but this one, at least from what I was hearing, I'm thinking it's more piano, right? And I just feel like people just don't respect it. And this album, no skips. The music goes straight to my party playlist, my everyday playlist, because sometimes I need piano music just to get through the day. You get what I'm saying? And it's short and sweet. I loved it. And we need to hype DJ/producers, because every time DBN Gogo releases a song or a track out, it's always amazing. It's always amazing. And I feel like she just has a good ear for music, for singers, for the way she composes her instrumentals, whatever. And my something new here was The Boy Is Mine So I think it has Moonchild Sinelli, which is like Moonchild Sinelli always shocks me in the best way possible because I feel like she just thinks outside of the box. You get things outside of the box, but keeps it culturally relevant. Amazing. And then the next one we have Obsidian by Naomi Sharon, 2023, if I'm correct. And I really love listening to Naomi Sharon. Her music, her voice is so clear. Her lyrics always have always have an amazing impact on me. And it's like she just, somebody that just speaks so truthfully about what is in their heart, like not trying to sound too intellectual, but because they're so truthful and because of the way she expresses it, it is intellectual. Like I'm like, how do you even think like that? So my top songs from Obsidian are Heels. That's another sample that I loved. I think, is it Mir or Myrrh? I don't know. It's Myrrh. And then I have Definition of Love. Amazing. And for me, yeah, like I already said, she just sounds truthfully. And the thing also that also so sells me to Naomi Sharon is I believe every single lyric she says. You know how sometimes they'll be like, oh, you can tell when an artist is not speaking or singing from the heart. That's literally Naomi. Like you can tell, like whatever she's talking about, she really believes that. Like she's feeling whatever it is from the heart. You get. And even if it's a perspective that I don't understand, like I get it from her. Like she makes me understand her point of view. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, because there's been a disconnect that I've had with some songs where like I'm like, I don't believe you, so I don't want to listen to your music. Especially our singers, especially from singers. I don't know. And in this album we get house. I think we get a little bit of house. We get soul. We get a little bit of R&B. It's just a perfect album, and I think it's gonna be on my replays for a long time as well. And then we have Reverend Lene, Hypnos, 2022. My favorite songs from this album are Skin Tight, of course. And Skin Tight, I love it both in the sultry version and the one on the instrumental. Amazing. Satellites, I love the way and I also like the visuals she did on YouTube for Satellites. I love Mercury, Where I'm From with Mereba, I think. And yeah, this album was new to me, like in the sense of like, the way I describe the instrumentals, the way they sound, it's like in a distorting, intergalactic type of way, otherworldly. That's how I describe it. And it was eclectic, and I was pleasantly surprised. I felt like, because I feel like I've made and I've had an episode where I'm like talking about creatives and whether they're allowed to like experiment while trying to appease consumers, essentially. And I don't think the appeasing of the human, for consumers, has anything to do with trying to make your art. And I just feel like this is just her. Like this is just this was very new for me, and I enjoyed it. I was just happy to be here to listen to the way to what she did with the music. And for me, my something new is Venom. And I think it took me a lot of time to adjust to, because it's very distorted. Like, at least that's the way I hear it. It's very distorted. A pleasant album as well. Happy to just be here. And then finally we have Africa Magic by Show Them Camp. And in this one, my favorite songs are Magic, Spellbound, and Rise Again. I feel like listening to this album, I should be somewhere hot with a yellowish, orangish hue. Like I should just be somewhere in Africa. Like, and for me, I always enjoy a Show Them Camp record. I think like all their music is fresh and amazing to me. Like it's just, they don't do too much and they produce such good music that's always true to themselves. They curate the best artists they create the best artists who most of the time should be getting more credit than they do. Even them, they should be getting more credit than they do right now. The music is always feel good. The music is always honest. And I love African rap in general. So my something new from this album is Magic with Moonchild Sinelli again, of course. And I just feel like this album perfectly blends piano, especially in Magic, rap, and Afrobeats. And I feel like you know, the slow rap and slow Afrobeats and piano. Like blending this together is the way magic just sounds to me. Like it's like, oh yeah, perfectly done. And yeah. So yeah, guys, those are my 2025 music wrapped albums, and just let me know if you give them a listen. Just let me know what you think, and if you listened to anything else that you'd like me to hear, share. And yeah, don't take yourselves and life too seriously.